Transformers 96 here, and the review. This time we have the DC Comics Multiverse from the Mattel series Suicide Squad Deadshot. So yeah, so let's go over the package real fast. This was a figure that originally I had decided not to get any of the Mattel Suicide Squad figures in favor of the just the better figures in the same similar scale from like DC Collectibles and Figure Arts, Mefex, things like that. But seeing them in stores and knowing that those other figures won't be out in 2017, I thought that I might just get them to kind of hold me over. I think I might be returning this though, I have to say, because I so don't need it. I'd much prefer the better companies. But while I have it, might as well review it. As you can see, it's in the same similar box style that they did for Batman v Superman, as well as their just DC Comics line. You can see a nice picture of Deadshot right there from the movie. Really do like that you get a nice image of the character on the front and the side of the box. There's going to be two separate assortments of this with two separate Build-A-Figures. There's one with Killer Croc with the shirt off, and then one with Killer Croc with the hoodie on and everything like that, and sleeves and everything. Deadshot is only included for the one without the shirt, so if you're not going to build that, you don't need this Deadshot figure. But in this assortment, you get the Joker, Harley Quinn without the jacket, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Katana, and Batman. In the other assortment, you get Harley Quinn in her dress, then Harley Quinn with the jacket on, as well as Harley Quinn with the jacket off. You get Joker with the silver jacket, and then you also get Katana. She is you need her for either of the Build-A-Figures that you're going to build, as well as the sleeveless Harley Quinn you'll need for both of them too. So overall, box is quite nice. Going over the actual figure here. Mattel, you know, their figures are okay. They're always just kind of okay when it comes to all the categories like sculpt and paint and articulation. They never seem to be the best though. Let's focus on Deadshot. There we go. Alright, so as far as the head sculpt goes, I think that this is definitely not too bad, actually, compared to the other head sculpts like Joker and Harley Quinn. I did pick up Harley Quinn. I think I'm going to return her too. And I didn't pick up Joker, but he was there, so I did get a good close-up look at their head sculpts. And overall, I think that Deadshot has the best head sculpt. It does look quite similar to Will Smith as Deadshot in the movie. I think it looks pretty good. The beard's not particularly well done. I mean, it's all just painted detail, it's not sculpted, and there is some nice fine detail work in there, but it's a little too orderly, so it looks a little bit you know, machine applied basically. But from the side, like right there, that's a pretty good likeness to Will Smith, dead on. And from, you know, very much to the side, it kind of loses some of that likeness, but from certain angles it does actually look pretty cool. And then you do have his little saying there on the neck. It's printed very small, but it's still legible, which is nice. The red paint is very flat. It looks like a very plasticky paint, and it does it is a bit different from like the shoulders to the body and the arms and things like that. The shading is a little bit off. There is this like kind of metallic, almost burgundy red, or, you know, maybe even just a splash of purplish in there, which actually looks pretty good. It's kind of bright, and it does look it looks like a good high quality paint. Then you have some gold highlights, as well as just gray pieces that have been glued onto the leg, and then the black kind of armor on top of it. There's really no paint shading. It's all just kind of single colored, which is a little disappointing, but not too bad. He comes with two accessories, one weapon, which is this pistol. And, you know, I'm not a fan of it being red. I'm not quite sure if he'll have this kind of red pistol in the movie. He probably will, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It looks alright. He doesn't hold it super well because, as you can see, the trigger is filled in, so you can't have him actually hold it with the trigger, as well as his finger isn't separated, so he doesn't hold it very naturally. Luckily, though, if you want to put him in a shooting pose, simply just, you know, doing this kind of works, because he uses the gauntlets to shoot, so you don't necessarily need a weapon to put him in a nice shooting pose, which is good. But if you did want a weapon, you know, you can get a rifle from like Marvel Legends figures. I don't know which one this came from, but as you can see, he holds it pretty nicely, and it's in scale and everything. I have been able to get him in poses holding it with both hands, and he does look pretty decent. So you can use some other weapons with him to get a good pose, although I would have liked him to include an actual rifle like he has in the movie. You can see you get a sculpted on kind of knife there. It's not able to be removed though. So overall, you know, the figure is okay. Going over articulation, it's all right. He's got a ball jointed head. Really, there's really just no up and down, actually. It's mainly just a swivel. You've got ball hinge shoulders with swivel biceps, hinge elbows. The hinge is pretty okay. And then you have like some rubberish pieces on him, like the gauntlets, they can swivel, just because of they're just rubber on top of it. As well as, same thing with the knees. The knees are kind of interesting. I'll get to that when I get to that knee articulation, though. You've got swivel wrists, an ab crunch that really just crunches back, and then it just kind of levels out when you do it forward. But so very limited articulation on that ab crunch. Same thing with Harley. Really wish they could have worked on that ab crunch. Then he has those hips that are on a swivel, but then there's a hinge on that swivel that allows it to go out, and he does the splits. Function-wise, it's pretty good, but looks-wise, it does not look too good. The ball joint is always going to have a more natural and better look than that type of joint that that Mattel seems to prefer with a lot of their figures. Then you have swivel at the lower thigh. You have hinge knees, and these knee pads are just soft rubbery plastic that's been put onto it. It's not glued or anything, so as you can see, you can bend his knee, and the knee pad, you know, it doesn't break up the knee pad, and it still looks good. So that is a nice little addition that you can keep the knee pad looking pretty good and hiding the joint, which is nice. And then you have hinges at the ankles. So for articulation, it's pretty weak, you know, in this day and age where even, you know, Hasbro companies have good articulation with, you know, like hinges at the wrist and, what is it, ankles that can pivot and things like that, and better articulation at the torso. So overall articulation is okay. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but he does have a waist swivel too. So articulation is all right. It's certainly not bad, but comparing it to some of the other companies, and it's definitely going to be the weakest of them all, which is a shame. He does have another accessory, which is an interchangeable head with his mask, which is nice. The joints seem to be like the sockets of the head seem to be pretty soft plastic, because you can see that the hole isn't very big in there, but the ball joint is massive. So that's how it does fit. As you can see, it does look pretty good. You can see the eye in there, and there is some detail on that mask, as well as his mechanical eye. The only problem is the paint is kind of bad, because even though it's just white, it's really not touching anything other than gray, but I have like a red little speck at the top there. There's another little speck right there. It's kind of like a brownish one. And you have this big blue dot right there. The only thing blue on him is a bit of blue on this little eye there, on the mechanical eye. So I don't know how that got up there, and it's so big, but it's really ugly and just absolutely terrible. Now maybe I just got a copy that was kind of bad, and maybe that won't extend to most, but it is something that's a shame. Also on his bicep, you do have a black mark, which is very disappointing. So overall, it's all right. You know, it's basically what you'd expect from Mattel. The sculpt's all right, the paint's all right, and the articulation's all right. There's nothing that exceeds it, and we have better companies that do a better job in the scale, such as Hasbro. And also, if you want this specific character in the same scale, a lot better. There's the Mefex one has already been shown, and that looks pretty nice, as well as the DC Collectibles will definitely be making him, even though they haven't confirmed it. And there is a good chance that Figure Arts will make him too. So overall, this is not going to be the best representation of this character, even in the scale too. So there are better options. You just kind of have to wait for those options to come out. But if you're really looking forward to this movie and you really want a Deadshot right now, this is a good one to get. Or if you just want one that's not super expensive, this is also good. It is $20, which for the quality isn't there. I think that this, as a $15 series, would have worked a lot better. But you know, Mattel charges what they want to, and so I would recommend, if you want this guy to wait on a clearance, or if you just don't want to wait or don't want to pay the extra money to get the a better figure imported, then I would just recommend this one. It's nice, but it's certainly not great, and there are better alternatives. So there you go. That's my review of the DC Comics Multiverse Deadshot from Suicide Squad. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think of this figure.